Hi, it's Governor Matt Meyer joining you virtually to celebrate something pretty special. 25 years of honoring Delaware's incredible artists through the Individual Artist Fellowships. This event has become a big part of how we show our commitment to the arts in our state, and I'm proud to be a part of it. As Picasso taught us years ago, art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. To the 2025 Individual Artist Fellows, congratulations. Your work represents the heart and the soul of Delaware's creative scene from every corner of our state, from Wilmington to Lewes, Newark to Rehoboth, and you bring so many different kinds of talent to the table. Music, dance, writing, painting, film, folk arts, you name it. This exhibition isn't just about showing off you, 21 amazing artists. It's also about what happens when we invest in creativity. The arts make our communities stronger. They boost our economy. Arts brings people together, and arts help us tell Delaware's story, the full story with all its diversity, beauty, and depth. We're lucky to have partners like the Biggs Museum, which has opened its doors to this exhibit every year for the first 25 years. And we're lucky to have the Delaware Division of the Arts supporting artists at every stage of their journey. To all the artists here tonight, keep going, keep creating, keep challenging us, inspiring us, and showing us the world through your eyes. And wherever your art takes you, Delaware should always be home. As we get into our pollen season here in Delaware, thank you also for washing away the dust of everyday life. Congratulations, you're what makes the first state a place where the arts truly thrive.
Couldn't have said that any better. That's great. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for making us part of your evening. I'm Hassan Najjar, the executive director here at the Biggs Museum of American Art. If you don't think we have enough room in here, raise your hand. Right? It's kind of tight, right? So remember that in maybe a year or so when we come to you and say that we're going to be expanding the Biggs and making it bigger and being able to have larger community events where most of us will hopefully be able to sit in the future. So just remember that. So again, thank you for coming tonight to the Delaware Division of the Arts Award Winners Ceremony. Tonight we're here to celebrate some of these incredible literary, performing, and visual artists whose talent represents the impact and the importance of the arts in our community. So this night is about creativity first and foremost, and dedication, and to the voices that help shape the cultural heart of our state, which just being here for 6, 7, 8 months now, I'm learning more and more for such a small state, an amazing amount of creative talents here. Also want to take a moment to thank all of you, the families, the friends, the mentors that lift these artists up, the parents, the friends who help support that artistic journey. I know how much that means to our artists, and so thank you for that. Also, a big thanks to the arts organizations, the community partners who help make nights like this possible. Before we jump into tonight's performances, I'd like to begin with a few words for someone who works tirelessly to support the arts across our state. Please join me in welcoming the director of the Delaware Division of the Arts, Jessica Ball.
Thank you, Hassan. Good evening, everyone. It's such a joy to be with you tonight at the Award Winners 25 as we celebrate and honor the incredible artists selected this year for our Individual Artist Fellowship. Each of the artists represented in this exhibition offers something uniquely powerful, work that invites us to reflect, to connect, to wonder. But behind every piece you'll see tonight is something else just as essential: support. Support that makes it possible for artists to pursue their vision, refine their craft, and continue growing in their creative journey. At the Delaware Division of the Arts, we believe that when we invest in artists, we invest in the cultural and economic health of our entire state. The Individual Artist Fellowship Program does just that, providing critical funding that gives artists time, space, and resources to deepen their practice. This celebration is also a moment of gratitude. I want to thank Governor Matt Meyer and Lieutenant Governor Kyle Evans-Gay for their leadership and commitment to supporting Delaware's creative sector. Your advocacy means that artists in our state are not only seen, but deeply valued. I also want to thank our Secretary of State, Charuni Patabanda Sanchez, who is here tonight. Thank you. Our Deputy Secretary of State, Christopher Knight, and all the elected officials in attendance this evening. To our longtime partners at Mid-Atlantic Arts, thank you for helping us grow this program and sustain it for so many years. Excuse me. Oh, Jackie. Jackie's here with us tonight, Program Director for Fellowships at Mid-Atlantic Arts. I want to thank Hassan and Laura and the dedicated staff at the Bigs. Thank you for 25 years of collaboration, hospitality, and unwavering belief in the power of the arts. To the artists, congratulations. You are the storytellers and the innovators. We are inspired by your work and honored to support it. Thank you all for being here and believing, as we do, that the arts are not a luxury, but a necessity. Enjoy the exhibition, and let's continue to celebrate the creativity that makes Delaware shine.
Thank you. I'm going to introduce our first performer, Naja Nicole. A Wilmington native, Naja Nicole is a powerhouse of soul and storytelling. She has captivated audiences from the legendary Clifford Brown Jazz Festival to the national stage as a finalist on The Voice. Tonight, Naja brings her unique blend of soulful pop and heartful expression to our stage. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage. Do you want me to move the podium? Oh, yes.
Hello. Oh my gosh. I'm so nervous. The songs that number one, thank you to everyone, anyone who supports the arts. Thank you to everyone and anyone who was a part of this grant. This was a moment of validation for me. I've been singing all my life, and at one point I felt forgotten, and I felt like I forgot who I was. And when I received the confirmation that I got the award, it gave me that push to keep going. And so these songs are deeply personal, and I am nervous to share, but so thankful that I'm able to. And I hope that you enjoy. I heard birds migrate late in the winter. They wait for the lovebirds to fly, waiting for someone to join them, to fly in pairs in the sky. And if I were a bird, I'd be waiting for you to fly up on my right. We'd fly over mountains and valleys, but most of all, we fly through this life. 'Cause who knows how long we'll have each other. 'Cause who knows how long we'll be here. So let's fly over oceans and fly past the beach, take off in late winter and land in the spring. We'll stop time to time to relax and unwind in a tree where we'll talk about life. And no matter what continent we land on, we'll be together in flight. And no matter the distance, I'll have your wing by my side. 'Cause who knows how long we'll have each other. 'Cause who knows how long we'll be. Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to not feel so sad one day. 'Cause I heard them say the pain will go away. Memories fade, but scars sometimes stay. I could hide my face, but I need to find some grace. I carry all of my woes and my tears like badges of honor, like trophies for fears. But now it's too heavy and I think I might fall. It's been too long for me to be holding on. I wanna let go and know how it feels to be free. Time after time I wash my hands of pain. Try and take time, and losing is part of the game. My head is a mess, baby, it's time for a break. One day I'll look back and love all the strength I gained. I carry all of my woes and my tears like badges of honor, like trophies for fears. But now it's too heavy and I think I might fall. It's been too long for me to be holding on. I wanna let go and know how it feels to be free. I may stumble, I may trip, skin my knee on the memories that never healed. But those days, I may stumble, I may trip, skin my knee on the memories that never healed. But those days I'll leave, and I'll walk free. It's been too long for me to be holding on. Thank you. so much, and congrats to all the artists.
Thank you for that beautiful performance. Before we move on, I would like to welcome Kate Huffman. Kate is the Director of Learning and Engagement here at the Biggs Museum and has been coordinating this wonderful event for us. Kate?
Hi, everyone. Just a couple things really quickly. Of course, that was a lovely performance. I'm very at ease right now. That was beautiful. So I just wanted to mention, of course, I would love you all to, stay seated and enjoy the performances and our ceremony that's going to proceed. But I just wanted to mention that we do have a cash bar and some catered food in the gallery that's off to the right in the lobby, if anyone wants to kind of walk around and enjoy that while you're here. And I also wanted to mention to all the fellows and everyone who supports this program that later this summer, in the beginning of August, we do plan to hold a 25th anniversary celebration. So please be keeping an eye out for that program coming from the Biggs, okay? Thank you for being here.
All right, next we have Viet Din. Viet is a Newark-based fiction writer who was born in Vietnam and raised in Colorado. He's received fellowships from the National Endowment for the Arts, Pushcart Prize nominations, the Alice Hoffman Prize for Fiction, and 2 O. Henry Prizes. His stories have been featured in publications such as Witness, Fence, Chicago Review, and the Greensboro Review. Please welcome Viet to the stage.
Thank you so much for that. I would just like to echo those who have spoken before me and to thank everyone here for supporting art and supporting the artists. And at first, I was a little worried that I would have to follow such a great performance, but then I had to remind myself that art is not a competition, art is a collaboration. It's a collaboration between the singer and the listener, between the writer and the reader, and between the visual artist and the viewer. So with that, I'm going to read the beginning of one of my short stories. And this story is titled, "The Black Widow Teaches Her Daughter a Few Tricks." My mother and I ate dinner at a kitchen counter because that's where the television was. It was a black and white set she had rescued from a curb somewhere, and the screen was no bigger than my palm. The television I'd grown up with was still in the living room, but when it turned on, it whined like an air raid siren before displaying a single dot in the center of the screen. On its wood veneer top was a vase of dried peonies. At some point, my mother stopped changing the water and let them wither. The petals, still pink, were as brittle as flakes of skin. A purple get-well-soon ribbon was wrapped around the lip of the vase. When I moved back in, I tried to throw them away, but she stopped me. "They cheer me up," she said. "Who got them for you?" I asked. "Oh," she said, "I bought them for myself." One evening, a broadcast-safe Fatal Attraction played. When the characters opened their mouth and screamed out a dubbed-in "fudge," my mother laughed until she coughed and then pounded her chest until the laughs resumed. She lined up her pills in front of the television, and for each bad dub, she washed one down. That night, we ate boxed macaroni and cheese. I topped it with fried onions from a can. The fried onions were an afterthought, a pantry discovery. It was a brand I'd never heard of. My mother had always been a fan of failed brands. She stocked her shelves filled with almost rans and one-offs, items sold out of shopping carts labeled marked to sell, cans of Rammel's tomato paste, Yummy Mummy cereal, Hanover's best canned sardines. She had a cube of caffeine-free Diet RC Cola. She was saving it for a special occasion. For your next wedding, she said. Don't start, I said. Ray and I were separated, I reminded her. But before I returned back to Boise, Ray had talked about divorce like it was a new restaurant he wanted to try. I asked him, can we discuss this once my mother's recovered? And he looked at me with the impatience of a man who knows he's always right. Sure, he said. On the TV, Glenn Close sprung out at Michael Douglas with a knife. I jumped. My mother scoffed. Oh, please, she's doing it all wrong. She mimed a stabbing. You waste strength doing that. She yanked a butcher's knife out of the block and slipped it into my hand like she was passing a secret. She cradled my wrist, pressing her index finger against the back of my hand. Her knuckles were white and wrinkled, and liver spots spread across her skin like oil on water. But her fingers were strong. It's all about the wrist, she said. She guided me through the movements, lazy figure eights, undulations like a butterfly's wing. That's how you do it, she said. That's how you really mess someone up. As the movie ended, Ray called to announce that, yes, he wanted a divorce. We both saw this coming, he said. It was just a matter of time. Glenn Close, having been battered and drowned, was now splayed across the bathroom wall, blood pumping out of her chest. My mother announced that she was thinking about making, for tomorrow night's dinner, rabbit stew. But all I could think was that maybe Glenn Close should have seen it coming too. She had gotten involved with him knowing his faults, and now she had a bullet-sized hole in her heart to show for it. Everyone has a practice marriage, my mother said. Some gals down in the oncology are on their third or fourth husband. She finished her regimen of pills, clutching each one between her fingers as if it were a beetle struggling to crawl away. We're thinking of starting a poker tournament and calling it the Full House. Ray called my name as if I had fainted from his announcement. I covered the mouthpiece. Do we have to talk about this now? I whispered to my mother. She was only trying to help, but God, what a time. I told Ray that it was probably for the best and that we should make the process as painless as possible. But I had one condition. I wanted him to bring up the papers to sign in person. He had to come to Boise. If we were done, then we had to be done in person. Do you know how much it'll cost to get a plane ticket on short notice? He asked. What's your rush? I wanted to ask. You could drive, I said. It's only a 5-hour trip. More like 6, he said. The way you drive? Taking 84 is such a pain. I was long past being annoyed or angry. With my free hand, I brushed back my hair. Okay, he said. If I come tomorrow night, do you think I could spend the night? You can ask my mother. He paused. Oh, it's all right. I don't have to spend the night. I thought about what my mother said about practice marriages. It seemed odd coming from a woman staunchly opposed to divorce. But only for me, she said. I wouldn't dream of inflicting my lifestyle on you, dear. Betty Friedan must have channeled my mother for the feminine mystique. When I gave my mother a copy, highlighted and annotated, she waved it aside. I could have been anything I wanted, she said. She rubbed the fabric of the sofa, smoothing out the surface. I happen to like this life. Was my mother's first marriage her practice? I don't remember much about Ted. He died when I was 4. In their wedding pictures, he squints through horn-rimmed glasses that eat up his eyes, and his ears flap out from his head. His 2 front teeth stick forward like marchers who have strayed out of line. The colors in the pictures have faded to suggestions. Ted at work, standing over small cardboard models of cities, vacation snapshots of him and my mother in a swimming suit, baby pictures of me in her arms and Ted in the background like a bystander. She had married young, while a sophomore at St. Sebastian's College. No surprise, St. Sebastian's was where Catholic girls in Idaho went to get their MRS degree. Ted was a civil engineer. He had, my mother told me, converted to Catholicism because Protestants weren't by the book enough. She was from Pocatello, the daughter of a night foreman at a food processing plant, and had worked there herself during high school, her long brown hair reined in by a hairnet, the thick rubber apron hanging around her neck. Ted had chosen my confirmation name, Jude, before I was born. When my mother protested that it was a boy's name, Ted told her that the parish priest had approved it. She pressed further. Wasn't I supposed to pick my own name after careful contemplation on the saints? But he insisted that sometimes we aren't allowed to choose our own path. Sometimes we must follow the one we've been given. Rebecca Jude Perkins, my mother said. What a terrible name. This had been sometime early in the early 70s, during the height of the second wave feminism, which of course meant nothing to her. Time didn't pass my mother as much as it passed around her, like a rock in the middle of a river. Over in West Bench, across from Highway I-84, Hewlett-Packard rose up, glass and steel and silicon, a new world amongst the potatoes. My mother's neighbors sold their bungalows one by one, and new neighbors moved in. Young couples from India, from China. They put up new aluminum siding, replaced roofs, and painted their exteriors in bright, dazzling colors. And my mother's house stood, with its jagged lawn and worn shingles, like a thumb in the eye of progress. Mrs. Timmons, who babysat me, often urged my mother to move. With the profits from selling her house, Mrs. Timmons herself had moved northeast into inexhaustible acreage. Farmhouses and horse pastures all the way south to the river. All this good fortune won't last forever, she said. Nope, my mother said, it won't. Mrs. Timmons took care of me the day that Ted died. I remembered the whinny of sirens, the growl of the fire engine parked in the middle of the street, the buzz of gossip coursing through the crowd gathered on our lawn. Mrs. Timmons took me into her house. Red and blue lights painted her walls. Your daddy had an accident, she said. He's hurt. She hugged me, and I cried because I knew I was supposed to. A cherry picker drove down the street, and men carried away our backyard fence slat by slat. Diesel fumes hung over the street, black and choking. It wasn't until elementary school that I found out what had happened. My father had been on the roof replacing shingles when he lost his balance and fell backwards into the oak tree. He impaled himself on the branches and dangled there, bleeding onto our lawn until the men in the cherry picker brought him down. My teachers treated me with kid gloves. On parent-teacher conference day, my mother, a lit cigarette clamped between her fingers, the smoke rising from her nostrils like chalk dust, nodded as my teachers explained how bright I was. The teachers looked at me as if I were missing out on something important, as if they knew more about me than I did. There was nothing suspicious about Ted's death. Nothing at all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Viet. This is a good time if you want to go get a snack or get something to drink, and we will hear from Shayna Starks, also known as Blue Tulip. Shayna is a Wilmington-based vocalist. She merges elements of soul, jazz, and R&B in her singing, blending art and narrative. Her performances are characterized by emotional depth, making her a standout talent in the Delaware scene. Please join me in welcoming her to perform. Blue Tulip.
How's everybody doing today? Is it this one? This one. Testing. Oh, here. All right. How's everybody doing? Thank you, everyone, for supporting the arts. I'm going to sing 2 unreleased tracks from the album that I am creating with this grant, and it's called Pretty Ladies Love Island Beats. And this song is dedicated to my ex, who was very mean to me. So, it's called X Factor. The
Laboratory Boys.
You can leave, yeah, you can leave. Pack your bags, you ain't gotta speak. You're begging me, you're struggling, you're on your knees, you're glistening. Yeah, I knew what it was, and when it wasn't, I knew what it was. Yeah, I knew what it was, and when it wasn't. Moving on to my next, better than my ex is very much a flex, yes, very much, yes. I ain't gotta stress, I'm pretty much blessed, nothing more, nothing less. Moving on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Yeah, I ain't gotta stress. You ran up on my credit cards, tried to keep me down in debt. You thought I cared when you were caught and that I had nothing left. You had the nerve to get mad when you heard I was outside. You tried to ruin all my things. I know I hurt your pride. I knew what it was, and when it wasn't, I knew what it was. Yeah, I knew what it was, and when it wasn't. Moving on to my next, better than my ex is very much a flex, yes, very much, yes. I ain't gotta stress, I'm pretty much blessed, nothing more, nothing less. Moving on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Yeah, I ain't gotta stress. You can leave, you can leave. Pack your bags, ain't gotta speak. I knew what it was, and when it wasn't, I knew what it was. I knew what it was, and when it wasn't. Moving on to my next, better than my ex is very much a flex. I ain't gotta stress, I'm pretty much blessed, nothing more, nothing less. Moving on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Yeah, I ain't gotta stress. Next. So that was dedicated to that foul ex of mine. So mind you, these are unreleased tracks. They are unfinished tracks as well. The next one is called Rich Factor. So it's all for the dreamers out there. Rich mindset. And y'all can dance a little bit if y'all want to. Island beats. This is for all the people that love the island beats. All right. All right. Sipping on sugar, honey, iced tea. Booked a mansion, living my dreams. Diamond rings, finer things, island breeze. I wanna be rich, filthy rich. Stacking wealth while talking my. So pretty on my throne I sit. Non-believers now wanna jump ship. Am I seeing things? Or is it really just a dream? Vision playing tricks on me. But I feel it is my destiny. Opportunity, I achieve it. I'm seeing it. Gotta believe it. Opportunity, love to love me. Nothing else above me. Visions looking lovely. My moments coming, trust me. Big checks, first class flights. Champagne toasting to the good life. Drip so cold, got 'em struck. Glow so bright, I had to level up. Take it to the top, I'm legendary. Penthouse views, never worry. Bold moves, never scary. But I wonder if I'm seeing things. Or is it really just a dream? Vision playing tricks on me. But I feel it is my destiny. opportunity. Love to love me. Nothing else above me. Visions looking lovely. My moments coming, trust me. Love to love me. Nothing else above me. Visions looking lovely. My moments coming, trust me. Rich mindset, y'all. So my album is coming out July 26th. It will be available on all music platforms. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Blue Tulip. That was great. Next, we have Adam Vidixis, a Wilmington-based composer, percussionist, and educator. A professor at Temple University, Adam has composed over 40 commissioned works and performed internationally. His compositions blend acoustic and electronic, inspired by science, technology, and the natural world. Please join me in welcoming him and his band to the stage.
Thank you, everyone. It's really an honor to be here with all these incredible artists. I'm just going to say a few brief words about the piece that you're going to hear. This is a premiere tonight, part of a series that I'm writing this year called Reflections on the Brandywine. The Brandywine Creek is one of my absolute favorite places to go. It's where I decompress. My family joins me every year there on my birthday, which is saying a lot because my birthday's on New Year's Day, so it is no small feat that they come out and endure the cold with me to walk along the Brandywine, and it's a place I love returning to. So each of these pieces in this series is about a specific location that's important to me or that I love. And this one that you're gonna hear tonight is called The Ancient Leaning Tree, and it's about this one incredible, very, very old tree that leans out an incredibly steep angle over the creek and is just really, really beautiful. I frequently stop there on hikes with my daughter, and we will have lunch. It has this incredible platform that you can kind of sit at over the creek. It's really beautiful. So the music that you're going to hear might be a little, something a little different. It's a little non-traditional, so I'm gonna just give you a kind of way of listening. You can this style is very new. It really doesn't even quite have a name. There's some things that are out there, but there's nothing really yet. It's that new. And you might think of it somewhat like how you can imagine a movie, the sound from a movie, but not just the underscore, what we would typically think of the score of a movie, but all of the sound. So things like the footsteps, you'll hear sounds of water, you'll hear things that are imitating the breeze, and you might also imagine in your mind the visuals of the space as you're walking through the forest, coming up to this beautiful tree, the sound of the footsteps, the sound of your hiking partner gently breathing next to you as you quietly walk up, the sound of the river, of course, but also the visual things like the light coming through the leaves, the beautiful texture of the bark as you might climb up the tree a little bit, this old, gnarled, deep, coarse bark of this ancient tree. And all of those things are also part of the music that you're going to hear as we go in and out of these things. So imagine all of those things together and try to imagine this beautiful scene in your mind. So I just want to say thank you to everyone at the Delaware Division for the Arts for this opportunity. I'm really honored and so grateful also to my family who is so supportive of everything I do and, again, comes out on these blistering cold hikes with me. So thank you very much. I'll quickly mention, the heart and soul of the Brandywine Creek is being played by Water Sounds by Abby Almas. Violin is Sepra Prasta, and on trumpet, Sam Wells.
Thank you, Adam, and the band. That was great. Next to the stage, we're going to welcome Ananya Goswami. Ananya is an accomplished dancer and choreographer based in Bear, a national scholarship recipient in Kathak, one of the India's 8 classical dance forms. She is now the artistic director of the Shrishti, the Kathak Academy. She draws from mythology, emotion, and human connection to inspire her performances. Please welcome Ananya.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ananya, and first of all, it's an honor to be here to present my art form today. And thank you, Delaware Division of Arts, and everyone who supports art. Today, I will be performing 2 performances. I chose 2 songs which is completely traditional. First we'll go with the mythological story, which is based on Radha and Krishna love story. And now, I chose a story which is based on Festival of Color, which is based on spring. And you will, see some technicalities with, some emotional, love between Radha and Krishna, 2 characters. And then the second piece would be, it is known as Tarana, which is a traditional piece, which doesn't have any meaning, but you can see lots of technicalities with that piece, which has lots of musical, tune is there, of course, but you will see I'll be performing lots of footwork. I'm wearing a metal bell and lots of spin. And, lots of movement, fast movement. Sometimes it is slow. I hope you enjoy the classical art form of India. Thank you.
धरत हाथ में आबिल गुलाला धिट्टा त्रिगड़ धिट्टा त्रिगड़ धान धान दिखट तान तक 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 तड़न ताड़ी दिट्टा ताड़ी दिट्टा ताड़ी दिट्टा धान 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 धिट्टा त्रिगड़ धान धान दिखट तान तक 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 तड़न नादि दिट्टा ताड़ी दिट्टा नादि दिट्टा दा 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 धिट्टा त्रिगड़ धान धान दिखट तान तक 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 तड़न ताड़ी दिट्टा ताड़ी दिट्टा ताड़ी दिट्टा दा 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 धरत हाथ में आबिल गुलाला धरत हाथ में आबिल गुलाला खेलत होरी मदन गोपाला खेलत होरी मदन गोपाला तक दा थुंगा थुंगा धा थुंगा तक तड़न दा दिंता दा 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 दि दि ना 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 दा 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 कृत दा 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 दि दि ना 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 दा 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 कृत दा 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 दि दि ना 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 दा 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 धा कृतक दा थुंगा थुंगा धा थुंगा तक तड़न दा दिंता दा 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 दि दि ना 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 दा 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 कृत दा 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 दि दि ना 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 दा 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 da 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 ding ding da 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 thunga thunga da thunga ta ta da da ding da 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 ding ding da 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 ding ding da 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 ding ding da 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 भर पिचकारी मोहे मारी भर पिचकारी मोहे मारी मोरी सारी चुनर बिगारी मोरी सारी चुनर बिगारी मोरी भैया दिए मरोरे करे हैं नटखट है, बड़ो नटखट है नंद को लाला, खेलत हो रे मदन गोपाला, खेलत हो रे मदन गोपाला, मदन गोपाला, मदन गोपाला.
धान दिकिट तकिट दिकिट दिक्क दान दगिन दा धान दिकिट तकिट दिकिट दिक्क दान दगिन दा तक धूम किट तक तेरे किट तक धूम किट तक तेरे किट तक धूम किट तक तनो 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 तदियना तदियना ताना दे 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 नो दे 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 नो दे 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 नो तान दे दे तन न तदी तना 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 तदियना तदियना ताना दे 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 तन न तदी तना तान दे दे तन न तदी तना तदियना तदियना ताना दे 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 तन न तदी तना तान दे दे तन न तदी तना
All right, well, thank you, Ananya, and thank you to all the performers who shared their talent with us tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, so now we're going to move on to the award section of the program, and we're going to ask that the fellows come up one by one. You'll receive your certificate, and then you'll be whisked off to the other room to get your photo taken with our director, who's there. So, first up, we're going to recognize our Master's Fellow in Literature Fiction, Viet Din. Congratulations. All right, if you'd like to step aside. All right, we're going to move on to our Established Fellows. First up is Judy Catterton in Literature Creative Nonfiction. Judy's here. We'll make sure she gets that. Next, we have Geraldo Gonzalez, also known as the King of Transit. Geraldo, I know I saw you. There he is. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So if you want to head over that way. Right. Ananya Goswami is receiving for dance choreography. Thank you. Congratulations. Makeda Hampton was recognized for music solo recital, but she could not be here tonight, so we will get that to her. Yes, let's give her a round of applause anyway. She may be watching the live stream, so. Linda Susan Jackson received an Established Fellowship in Literature Poetry. Linda could not be with us, but let's give her a round of applause. All right, Dennis Lawson is receiving a fellowship in Literature Fiction. Dennis, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Next is Naja Nicole, who received her discipline was music contemporary performance. Congratulations. Damon Pla received a fellowship for visual arts painting. He was unable to be here, but we'll clap for him. Rob Sample received a fellowship in visual arts painting. Congratulations, Rob. Congratulations. And you'll head over that way. Next, we have Adam Vidixis. Adam is receiving a fellowship in music composition. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job tonight. And our final fellow in the established category is Shannon Woodlow, who received a fellowship in visual arts photography. Shannon? I know she's here. There she is. Congratulations. All right. So we're going to move on to our emerging artists. And our first artist is Paula Brown. She received her fellowship for painting. Congratulations, Paula.
Thank you. Thank you.
Renita Corsi received a fellowship in folk art visual arts. Renita? She may not have made it. Next, we have Irene Fick, who received in literature creative nonfiction. And I know that Irene was not able to be here, and she sends her regards. Next, we have Don James, a photographer. Congratulations, Don. It's official. In literature, poetry, we have Tim Lynch. Congratulations, Tim. For media arts, video, film, we have Max Remler. Max? I guess Max was not here. Next up is August Ryan for literature fiction. Congratulations. All right, next is Blue Tulip, also known as Shayna Starks. She received her fellowship in music contemporary performance. Congratulations. Thank you. And we have Benjamin Wagner in literature creative nonfiction. Benjamin. Congratulations.
Thank you. Please.
Oh.
You're the best, Roxanne. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's give them all a round of applause. Just to put this in context, we received almost 200 applications, and these were the artists that received the highest rankings from our jurors who are selected from out-of-state experts, which Mid-Atlantic Arts helps us identify. And Jackie is instrumental in the process, so I thank her for being here and getting us such great jurors every year. So we are done with our official part of the program, but I would encourage you to see the work of the visual artists in the gallery next door, get some food and drink in the gallery down the hall, and thank you everyone for coming. And congratulations to our fellows.